How would you feel if we did another class? Again, it'll just be for 1 hour. We probably could do the same time from 5:30 to 6:30. Just go to the chat box and type in, yes, I would like that, or yes, that would be great. For those who didn't receive their supplies, to have another one. Okay, so some of you are saying that, which, you know, I would want that. I would want another class too if I unfortunately didn't receive my supplies in the mail, so I totally understand.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm recording it now, so I think that'd be great if we just do a separate class, like just for those who didn't receive their supplies. Okay, we'll do it that way. And then, so go to the chat box and then comment if you didn't receive your supplies so that we know who to contact and email to do a separate class with. Okay, we'll do it that way. All right, so let's get started. Okay.
Can you pin my screen? Oh, good. Okay.
Okay, so let's see, how am I looking right here? Okay, I can, okay, we're gonna get out our thread, is what we're gonna do. This thread that we're gonna use is the Naimo nylon thread. And let's see if I can show you guys on this screen here. Hold on. Hold on, sorry guys, technical difficulties, sorry. Okay, there we go. So I have a big, huge Naimo thread just because I love to bead. Yeah, so Taylor will flip the screen then. So get this out.
Oh, okay.
And then the size needle we are using is size 11 for those of you who are new beginners. You guys can pick this up at any type of beading store, or we pick this up at Drumbeat locally here. So size 11 is what is usually good for beadwork. And then the beads we're using here, we're going to be using the size 11 Japanese beads. And so we provided 3 colors to you guys. And then when you are doing like very like intricate work for like any kind of beading, I guess earrings or the type that Taylor was showing you, as far as all those beautiful earrings, you're going to need some kind of felt paper. And so this felt paper here, it could be found at any fabric store, but it's like a basic sheet of paper, 8 by 11, and it's felt paper. So there's different thicknesses to the felt paper, but this one is more of a thicker kind. Okay, so I like it because it's sturdy enough and so that your beads won't be all flimsy when you're working with them. Okay, so you're gonna need felt paper and then your jewel, of course, that you have. So some of the main jewelries that we have here, we can show you this one. The main jewels here are kind of glued on. And so the type of glue you could use is the I believe E600 glue, which is a very great crafting glue that you can use. And a lot of bead people use that type of glue.
We have a question in the chat box. Where do you get the glue from?
That one you can get at beading stores too. I bought mine from I bought mine from Amazon. You can get it on Amazon too, but you could get it at Joann's, or you could get it at Walmart or Michael's. Okay. So we already did that process for you. We cut out the felt paper already, and then we glued on the jewel bead for you with that glue.
And what size thread?
So this size thread I'm using is, well, this one I'm using is size D, which is a little too thick, but you can do the size next down, which would be the size C, which is the medium.
And what size needle and beads? We have some.
So size needle's 11. Okay. Size Naimo nylon thread. I'm using D, but you could use C as well. And then if you're going to use the glue, which of course you will, when you're doing any kind of jewel to glue. So that one glue is going to be E600.
And what about what size beads?
Beads, there's so many different sizes, and it depends on what you like and what you like to work with. The ones we're giving you guys, we gave you size 11 beads, Japanese beads, size 11. So what I recommend, if you getting more experienced and wanting to try more detailed work, like making, I don't know, maybe hummingbirds, I suggest using the smaller beads, because with the smaller beads, you can do more detailed work. Okay.
Oh, Shauna would like to know, where do you get the jewels from?
The jewels I bought these at Michael's. And then where the beading section is, right in Michael's, they have all of these in like clear boxes of different types you can do. So that's kind of where we bought them. Okay. And then for most of these jewelries too, the beading on the back, you could use like this kind of imitation leather, like a nice backing. This one, I use the imitation leather, but you could use definitely buckskin as well too, deer hide as well. So it just, it depends on what you have and what you want to use, your budget you want to have. So those are the types that we provided you guys. And these little backing of the earring, okay? All right, so is everybody ready to start? Okay, so we're gonna get our string, our nylon thread, and then we're just gonna use about arm's length, okay? So get your thread and then just an arm's length. And there's, of course, like I said, there's different ways of beading. So I'm gonna do arm's length and then I'm gonna cut it. Okay. And then what we're gonna do, this is called, I guess, like your leading thread. And we're gonna now thread our needle. Where's my needle?
So while you're threading your needle, Kayleen, someone asked, where did you get the imitation leather?
Ooh, good question. So I got this at Walmart. They have cool different types of like imitation leather at Walmart. You could get like black, you could get like dark brown. This of course is a light brown here. So yeah, Walmart's good because I like their prices there. Felt paper, I got this at Walmart too. All right, great. So we're gonna thread our needle now. And so when we're doing our threading of our needle, I don't know if you can see this, but we're gonna double thread it, okay? So we're not gonna do one piece, we're gonna double thread it. So I don't know if you can see my screen or you could see me, but I'm trying to put my string and my thread into the needle. Okay. Okay, so I did that. Now I'm gonna pull it and I'm gonna make it even on the end with the other string. So that's called your double thread. Sorry, we got some people on the call waiting to be done. Oh, okay. Thank you. So double thread. So you know how so just make it even with the two, and we're gonna tie it on the end here. So everybody get the idea of double threading. So we're just gonna knot at the end, maybe 3 times. Knot 3 times, okay? In the same place. Try to do it in the same place. So I guess let me know when everybody has tied up, I guess that did their double knot or triple knot on the end. Just maybe give me a thumbs up if people have that. You seeing it, Taylor?
Yeah. And then for those that just joined the call, what we're doing right now is we're just threading our needle, double thread. And so you just need one needle and an arm's length of thread. and then you're going to double thread it. And how you double thread it is you just put the string through your needle and then pull the strings down to the bottom to make it even, and then you're going to tie a knot on the very end like how Kaylee did.
You're gonna leave like about maybe 1/2 inch on the end, not too long. Okay. Alrighty, so we just threaded it, double thread, and this is our lead thread. Okay, so like I said, there's different styles. You could do your lead thread and then you can do another, get another needle again and single knot this other needle, but we're not going to do that way. I'm just going to show you the, I guess, easy way I learned. Okay, so hopefully maybe this would be easy to you guys. Okay, so now we're going to get our needle and we're going to go through the back of this felt paper and we're going to come up right by this jewel here. It doesn't matter where, of course, because we're starting somewhere. So we're just going to come up right in the back on the side of this jewel. Should stop with our knot at the end. Okay. So once we bring it through, then that's when we're going to get our beads. So for me, to make it easier for me as far as making the beads more intact and staying together, is I get 4 beads each time. Okay, so we're gonna get 4 beads and then we're gonna go in. Well, I'll show you. Okay, so let's get 4 beads, and this could be any color you guys want.
I think we got a question. So you do tie a knot from Noel Scott. She says, do we tie a knot? Or he says, do we tie a knot? So where the only knot that you should have done is just on your thread.
Yeah, it should just have been the knot where you're tying your thread, threading your needle, threading your needle.
Okay. Did that help? Are you still lost?
I hope that helped. Yeah, because you should only have basically 1 knot, but that 1 knot you should have done it 3 times on that same area on the end. Okay. All right, so let's get 4 beads, and we provided 3 colors to you guys. So use any type of color you want. So for this first round, and I want it to be as easy as possible, just so you get the basics down of how to bead, okay?
Okay, wait, we've got another question.
Okay, another
from
question.
Noel. Where do we tie a knot? So
okay, so I could show you guys again. So nylon thread, arm's length, we're gonna get thread at arm's length. Okay, cut, and then we're going to thread our needle. Let's see, I don't have an extra needle. Let's see. So we're just basically gonna thread our needle. So this is my needle, don't mind that thread there, but we're just gonna, the one we cut, we're just gonna put it into our needle. And then we're gonna, once we put it in there, then we're going to bring it all the way out. Once we do that, try to get into the middle of that thread, and then we're gonna tie it at the end with these 2. I hope that makes sense. So this is what I mean by double thread. So your needle should be down here, and then you tie here at the end where you cut. Okay, and it's just a basic knot. Sorry if I'm doing. Your needle's here at the end, and then you could just go in. So 1 knot, and then do 2 more so that you can have your beading won't come out of your felt paper. 2, and then 3. So you're just doing 3 knots in the same spot. There. So your needle should be on the end on this here. Okay, I hope that answered your question.
Did that help, Noel? Can you just let us know that if you're all caught up?
So you know what I mean by double thread? You see how there's 2? Here's your needle. And then,
Okay, they said yes, that helped.
okay, great. So now for those of you, get 4 beads. And you guys can be as creative as you want, but like I said, I want this to be as easy as possible. So for this first round of beads that we're gonna do around this here is gonna be 1 color. Okay, so I use blue on this one. So for this one, I'm gonna use black because I believe black can bring it out on this phone that we're using. So just get 4 beads
Of 1 color?
of 1 color, and it's gonna be that same color all the way around. So we got 4 beads. We're gonna put it all the way down to our felt paper. Can you see, guys? Okay. And then we're gonna wrap it around the jewel. And this is where your handy dandy thumbs come into place. So make sure it's kind of tight at the end of where you started. Okay. So give it a little tug there. And then we're gonna use this thumb here to hold those beads down. And then we're gonna get our needle and we're gonna go right where that black bead is and poke through that felt paper. And then we're gonna come out down through that felt paper, all the way down. Okay.
How do we put in the felt? Emily, the felt paper should already be glued to your jewel. Was that what you were talking about, or were you talking about how to stitch through the felt paper?
Okay. So
She says, where do we put it?
the needle. Okay. So let's see. I guess you're gonna, when you have your 4 beads, you're going to go right where let's see, the beads here, you're going to use your thumb to press down and hold, and then your needle should go into this felt paper here, right where this top of this bead is, because then that stops your beads from moving forward. Okay, and then that's where you
Quiet. Mute yours.
Oh.
Mute.
I think that was you.
Okay.
I'm so sorry, ladies and everyone. Really quick, did you just explain how to set the first 4 beads, or did you talk about setting the 4 beads? Placing it or setting?
4 beads,
So you stranded the 4 beads, you laid it down and you poked downward, and then what did you do after that?
Okay, so yeah,
Left?
that's my next start. That's
Okay,
my
you
next
haven't got there yet.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay. I was just answering questions to see where everybody was.
No, I was trying to help Eric, and so I got lost. I'm sorry.
Okay, no problems, no problems. Okay, so we have our needle out in the back of this felt paper now. So now what we're gonna do to make all these 4 beads more sturdy, because you know how you notice how they're kind of loose a little bit. So we're gonna go back to our midpoint between these 2 beads halfway through. So here, halfway through, we're gonna poke back up halfway through. So it doesn't have to be, of course, exact, but you just wanna try and come up through those 2 beads. I'm sorry, right halfway through between those 2 beads. So let's see. So you kind of see where my needle is. I poke back up halfway through. So I'm gonna bring out my needle now and pull all the way, okay? Now it's back up halfway through. So now we're gonna go through these 2 beads here, 1, 2. So we're gonna get our needle and go through those 2 beads. Okay, and then we're gonna pull again. And then pull tight. There, now it's more sturdy. 4 more beads again. And we repeat that same process all the way around. So pick up 4 more black beads. 1, 2, 4. Okay. Now we're gonna string them down. Okay. Make sure to nudge it all the way to where this last fourth bead was, and then use your thumb again to hold it, and then place your needle again right in front of that black needle where it stops, and then pull it through. Okay, so does everybody understand that part now? Is everybody okay?
Yes.
Great. Okay, so now we're going to come back up again through the felt paper in the back, halfway through between those last 4 beads you did. So right here. All right, now we're going to go back through those 2 beads to make it sturdy again with our needle. Okay, and then pull it. All right. Nudge it. Okay.
I got 2 questions.
All right, go ahead.
Do we have to make the bead sturdy?
Yeah, you want to, because if you don't, then it's just going to be flimsy, and that's just doesn't look good, I guess. But you know, when you're doing, so you were doing earrings, but like say if we're doing like we're beading a bag of some sort, and we're still using this lazy stitch, you could still apply that to lazy stitches to where you can use maybe 8 or 10 beads at a time. If you're doing like a straight line of just beads. So for earrings, you want to make stuff sturdy because they can tend to make lumps in there sometimes. So it's always good to make everything sturdy. Yeah, so
We have someone that had said their beads are crooked.
it's fine if it's crooked because you know, it's a learning process. So some of us, it's gonna take time. So if it's crooked, sometimes if you pull it too hard it can become like lumpy as well. But you know, just enough tug to it to where, you know, you're completing it, I guess.
So we have someone that says she doesn't know how you made it sturdy.
Okay, so making it sturdy is, so we're getting 4 beads at a time, right? And the way we're making it sturdy is, of course, we're putting the needle through the felt paper, but the way we make it sturdy is we go back 2, and then we go through the 2 beads to make that sturdy. So I'm showing you the process here. So here. Okay, then we're going to go back up from underneath halfway through between those last 4 beads we did. Okay, and then we're going to use our needle here to go through these last 2 beads. And that makes it sturdy. Okay, so how's everyone doing?
Good.
Good, okay. Anybody else want to share anything?
Would some of you guys like to turn on your cameras and show us your progress?
Yeah, let's do that. I'm gonna see.
Oh, wow. Some people are showing.
Oh, cool.
That's really pretty. Oh, cool. Janine and Whitney and Betsy. Who else is going to show theirs? Let's see.
So I like the way beading, I like to bead just because it's very mindless thinking. I don't have to think about anything else. I don't have to think about how to write this email, send emails to, it's just mindless thinking, and it's a good stress reliever. So I'm glad, for some of you, I'm hoping this is just as much as a stress reliever for you as you're learning how to bead. Okay, so I'm here, and look at where I only put on 4 beads here, you see? And I'm almost done with my first round. And so when I nudge it over and hold it, it looks like I could add on 1 more bead right there. Otherwise, it's going to be just a hole right there. So I can pick up a 5th bead. Okay. So I picked up 1 more bead to make that 5 now. And so now it looks like it could complete. Okay. So now we're going to go back and thread it through the felt paper. We're ending.
Okay, so Noel says that she is stuck.
Oh no, it's stuck. Okay.
Okay, let me try and find you, Noel. Do you want to turn on your camera and show us where you're stuck at? Okay. Here, I'm just turning off the camera just so you can show us what part you're stuck. Did you want to unmute yourself and share with the instructor where you're stuck at?
No, okay. Okay, so you have your 4 beads. I see that. Okay. Could you show again? Okay, it looks like you have your 4 beads, yeah. So once you have that, you're gonna have your thumb hold down on those beads that you just had on, and then you're going to use your needle, and to where that 4th bead is, you're gonna put that needle right where that 4th bead ends through your felt paper on the bottom. And once your needle is on the bottom of that felt paper, you're gonna bring it back up midway between those four beads you have. You got it, Noel? All right. So now that we've completed our first round, how many have completed their first round?
I'm almost there.
You're almost there? Okay, yeah, it does take some time. Don't worry. So
maybe just like
All right. I'm going to start my second round. I want to get at least 2 rounds in, or maybe 3. I don't know, because we're already at 2 or 6, 18.
So Dylan says he finally put the string through the needle.
Okay.
So I think what Kayleen and I are going to do is we're probably going to have another class just to kind of get everybody, the ones that did not receive their supplies caught up. But
Okay, so if you haven't started your second round, or if you don't know how, and I'm going to show you how, we'll do that now. So second round, here we go. So I still have my string in this 4th needle to where I completed the whole round. So my string is still up through on top of this felt paper. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my needle, and I'm just going to, since I have more thread on this thread and needle I have, since I still have quite a few thread, I'm going to go and keep that, and then I'm going to start my second row. Okay. So I'm just going to go up, and you can just measure how far up you want to go, but I just go based off of right where this black bead is, where you ended your last one, right beside it. Okay, so I'm going to poke my needle right beside it. Doesn't have to be too close, okay? Because if you do it too close, then your bead is gonna bubble up. So make sure just to have enough space that you think you would need for this size. So I'm not going to go too close, okay? So I'm just going to go maybe just a little bit far out. Not a little bit far, but just enough lengthwise, I guess you could say, of that size bead. Okay, so I'm just going to go through. Right, and pull it through. Okay, so now my needle's on the back of this felt paper, okay? So now I'm gonna come back up, same area again. Hope you guys can see. Same area, and then go back up again. And then now we get our 4 beads again.
I have a question. So
Yes, go ahead.
the last 4 beads, excuse me, you tacked them down?
Those last 4 beads, yeah, so I used 5 just so I can complete my circle here. So the way I went back through these last 2 beads here of those last 4 beads I did. Does that make sense?
No.
No. Okay.
So like here, I have the last, in my case, 3 beads.
Mhm.
And then I go ahead and go back down and then come back and tack them down. And then so go back down and then come back up and then do the second row.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, so where your where your string is coming out from that 4th bead of when you completed your first row, you can just go back in.
I can't see.
Can you, oh sorry.
Okay.
You can just go back in where the needle is, okay? Right on top of this bead here. See. I already did it, but I can do it again. Doesn't matter. Let's see.
Okay. I think I understand now.
Okay. Go in and then come, once we go in, then we come back up, okay?
Okay.
And then now we get, you can use a different color. You could use 2 different colors. You could be whatever color you want. You can mix it up, but just get 4 more beads now. And that's kind of how you start your second row. Whew, I used-
Sponsored by Arizona Pristine Roofing. Pristine results. Licensed, bond, and it's your. Here's what's trending right now on our AC Family News app. Newly leaked video taken by a U.S. Navy ship appears to show a UFO hovering above the water before it splashes down. The feds confirmed the video and photos are real, as are previously leaked. They're all part of an ongoing investigation.
The end of an era for some. Microsoft getting ready to get rid of its Internet Explorer, most hated product. It announced it's going to support for Internet Explorer 11. The company is now using Microsoft Edge, which they say is faster and more compatible.
Dinner time now. Cooking is added again. The executive chef at Tea Cooks, Royal Palms.
It is.
Mediterranean. Details on Tea Cooks on our Easy Family News app.
All month long, Albertsons is helping our neighbors in need. The neighbors have rival stock St. Vincent de Paul's food pantry, which serves the community and can help by donating right there at checkout at the pin pad at any
Still plenty of time to help them. Thanks so much.
And for more local news right now, Brandon Lee news at 6. And we'll see after the age for the news.
Streaming news app. And you can also watch us on Roku, Apple TV, and Fire TV.
All right, how's everybody doing?
Marina Noda has a question.
Okay, go ahead.
Hi, can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so I had to restart and I'm at the point where I have my first set of 4 beads.
Mhm.
And you said to go up in between the beads. I don't know if that
Mhm.
makes sense. So what do I do
Yeah.
after that? Like in between the 4 beads?
So you have the 4 beads and then you're gonna come back up through your felt paper
Right.
to the midway point. So 2 beads back. And it can be, once you go, like bring your needle up through those two midway, you bring your thread out.
Okay. Okay.
And then
when-
that's when,
Sorry.
and that's when you're gonna start your next 4 beads again. So you want me to show you?
Yeah, please. I think
Okay.
I'm doing it wrong and yeah.
Okay, well, let me get another example. Okay, hold on.
Thank you.
All right, guys. So Kayleen and I did decide just now, along with our manager, when we are going to have our next beading class. So if you guys like have paper and pen, we're gonna go ahead and give you guys another week to get your supplies. And then for those that did join the call today, you're more than welcome to attend next week. So the next class will be next week, Thursday evening from 5:30 to 6:30 p.m. So next week, Thursday is going to be the 27th of this month, okay? Does that sound good to you guys?
Yep.
Okay, and then Janine, we did receive your question if you're doing clockwise stitching or counterclockwise.
Clockwise.
Clockwise? Okay.
And I guess for some of you that are lefty, it would be the other way. I didn't realize some people were lefty.
I'm
And
not
then-
lefty, but I'm counter.
Oh, okay. Clockwise, Navajo style. Yeah. Okay. I'm just used to going clockwise. Yeah.
So Emily is still confused about how to keep it sturdy.
Okay, I know that's the confusing part. So I'll show you guys again. I'm starting off new again for some of you that didn't understand that part. So I'm threading my needle again. Let's see, hold on, just bear with me for a second.
So again, the class will be next week, Thursday, the 27th from 5:30 to 6:30. So for everyone that attended the call today, you're welcome to attend it next week. We just want to make sure we give people that, didn't receive their supplies to give them a chance to practice and, ask questions.
Okay, I'm trying to thread my needle. Hold on.
At the height of Kobe's, he reveals to me that he was so depressed, he nearly took his own life. At one point, you said you downed 15 drinks plus cocaine plus Xanax every night.
So while Kayleen's, getting ready to demonstrate how to keep something sturdy, for those that are on the call, can you guys just type your first and last name in the chat box, just so we can take your attendance for future events? And also type in the first and last names of anybody that's also on the call with you. So thank you guys for doing that. So while you're doing that, here's kind of what Kayleen's doing to demonstrate sturdiness. So
I started here. I put my needle through the back of this felt paper here. So my string is showing up on top here. Okay, so now I'm going to get my 4 beads. I'm going to use black again. 1, 2, 3, 4. I got my 4 beads. I'm using 4 because that's just the way I like it. So now we're just getting using our thumb here and just kind of sliding it all the way where it kind of stops, where you put in your thread in. Now you're going to get your thumb and just hold those beads down. Okay, just hold those beads down with your other thumb. And we're going to get our needle here. Okay, so wherever this last bead stops, we're going to just put our needle through there. Okay, on top. Okay, and then we're just going to pull it through the bottom. Okay. Okay, so then we just pull it on the bottom there. Now we're going to come up on top here. So we're going to bring our needle through halfway through between those 4 beads. And it could be right by this jewel that you can come up from. So right here, you see the needle halfway through. Okay, now we're just gonna pull it through. Pull all the way through, okay, till it stops. Okay, and once we do that, we're going to go, sorry, I'm making this. We're going to go through these last 2 beads now. So I'm going clockwise in mine. So going through these last 2 beads here. Ah. Sorry, my hands. I just put my thread, my needle and my thread to these last two beads, and I'm just pulling,
Then you add 4 more.
pulling, and then you add, and then that's when you pick up 4 more. Then you repeat that process again.
Marina says, thank you.
Okay, great, awesome. Picking up 4 more. Okay, and then once we slide it through, you nudge it over just a little bit, not too hard. And then we're gonna get our thumb and hold it down. And then get our needle. And then where that black bead stops, we're going to poke our needle through. Okay. Then we're gonna go back up, go back up and through our felt paper from the bottom, halfway through those last 4 beads we did. So the last 2 beads, gonna go through where your jewel is. Yeah, around there. I'm gonna pull it out, give it a tug all the way through. And then we're gonna bring our needle through these last 2 beads. And then just pull it.
Betsy would like to know, how many rows of beads do you have to do to make an earring?
Oh my goodness, we're just doing a basic one. We could just do 3. I used, this one has 3, 1, 2, 3. This one has 3 as well. Well, they did 2 and then they just did the outer one. So I guess the next class would be a great one for you guys to attend, because then I can show you the how you can do your ending. There's different types of endings you could do. You could do like a wrap around kind of stitch, kind of like how you bead like a brim of a hat or a cap. There's that kind, or there's this one as well. I could show you this, or there's another one that I have. Well, so the next class I can show you how to end it. So maybe for you guys' homework for next week then, is to complete at least 3 rows, okay? So do 3 rows, 1, 2, 3, and then, or you could do 2 rows, and then I can show you the ending, okay? And the ending will be using this leather piece as well. Okay. So basically with this leather piece, we're just gonna cut around the circle here of what we beaded. Okay, so that will be, I guess, the next class. I could show you guys how to end it with just the different styles. Okay, do it that way. So I hope everybody got the idea of this kind of style. When we start our second row, so if somebody was lost on that, and if you run out of thread, you can rethread again. Just tie it off in the back. Do 2 knots on the end if you run in the back, and then rethread again, and then start where you left off.
What is the name of the felt paper and where can I purchase it?
Well, I guess there's a really name for it. It's just called felt paper, but you can find it in the fabric aisle in Walmart, and they have it like in rolls, and there's just like different sizes or thickness to it. So this one I got the medium kind because it's sturdy and it's not too flimsy or not too transparent, I guess you could say.
And another question is, will you be recording next week for those not able to attend to see the edging?
Yeah, we can record it too. So yeah, I'm recording this one, so for sure we can upload these to our YouTube. Okay. So does everybody understand how to, like, I guess, start another row? do, I can show you again. But other than that, I mean, just homework for you guys would just to complete. If you want to do more than 3 rounds, that's fine too. You could go big. Like the way that Taylor showed her earring, those different earrings. Those are cool. So does anybody else have any more questions? Because then I guess that would just be you guys' homework is just to complete those 3 rows on both of these with the earrings.
So just, someone said, how do you start the second row again?
Okay, I'll show that one then. Okay, let me see. So I'm gonna just put this one here. Okay, and then I'm just gonna tie it off on the end here so I don't lose my beads. So don't mind this step, okay? Don't mind this step, don't mind this step. Okay. All right, so I didn't finish my row here. So, well, I did on this one, but I don't want to use that example. So if you have more thread, like if you had more thread on this end here and you don't want to cut it, then you want to save your thread, that's fine too. But if you don't want to do it that way, you can start off new again and cut it, and you would just have to tie it on the end here. But when you're starting a new row, same process, you want to go at least the width of this bead. So you're going to try and kind of figure out, well, where do I need to put my needle at to make it not too clumpy? So we're going to start back up from the back, okay? So we're going to go right on top of this bead here, this black bead, this first bead. And we don't want to do it too close. So just think of the size of the bead that we're using and just, I guess, figure out the width of it. And then we'll pull our bead up and then just start our next row of maybe yellow. 1, 2, 4. Okay. So you see how it kind of goes on top again? And just like, I guess, treat this black beads as your jewel too. So kind of like where to hold it. And so just hold it down there. And this is the same process again. Going back through where that last bead ends. And then pulling the string all the way through. And we're going to come back up again halfway through between these last 2 beads that we've done. Pull it all the way. And then we're going to go through these last 2 beads that we did. Okay, and then just give it a little pull. Okay, and then we start and pick up 4 more beads again. Okay, I hope that helps. Anybody else, any questions? No? Yes. If not, can Taylor do those poll questions? All right, so we're gonna give, so definitely next week, I'll show you how to do the endings, which will be it could be of whatever style you want. I could show you two different kinds. It could be this one here where we do 1, 2, 3 out, or we could do like a wrapping stitch. This one isn't a wrapping stitch, but Taylor had a good example on there. See it? But it's just basically, like I said, like beading the brim of a hat. And then I can show you how to add this piece as well. And so we'll probably add that as well when we're done with those, when you guys are done with those 3 layers. Okay. And then we'll add on our last piece, which should be just that earring, that the backing, the earring holdings. Okay, so I believe Taylor launched some poll questions. Oh no,
I need to take pictures of the first results of the first
I
poll.
did already.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, maybe some of you that are still on the call, did you want to share, I guess, for those that are experienced beaders, like if you guys want to add in anything else that you want to add, maybe a different, the way you learned how to bead, or maybe just a different style? Because I know of a different style too, to where it's kind of like securing the beads, where we go securing it every 2 beads, but then you would just have to have 2 different needles for that one. But I'm not going to show you that one because that one's kind of a little bit more complicated. But this one, I like it because you just pick up 4 beads and then you go back 2, and then you go through those 2, and then you pick up another 4 more beads, and then you just continue that process all the way around. So just, another tip, not to make it
I have
too.
a question.
Okay, go ahead.
In my kit, I got like hooks for the finishing part. Are we using the posts, or are we using hooks as the
yeah.
finishing?
Okay. Yeah, I provided hooks in there. I can show you that, or the other thing I didn't show you guys or get for you guys was the ones that you're talking about in this one here. The hook, not the hooks, but the holding piece to make it like studs. I mean, you can get that too if you want, and at the jewelry store too, or like Michael's. Because this one is like using it like I guess a nice earring stud. But I guess for the next
Okay.
one, I'm gonna show you. We'll use
I
the
was-
earring hooks. Yeah.
I was just confused, like, oh no, did I get the wrong thing to finish it? Or so I was just.
Oh
looking at my
no.
stuff, but,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, we'll
cool.
use the hooks.
Thanks.
We'll use the hooks because the hooks are kind of easier. Well, not easier, but just it looks, I guess, nice and dangly. I don't know. All right. The poll is launched now. Okay. So if you guys could just answer those questions, and I hope, this wasn't too stressful. I mean, for some, I may think like it's the first time, learning something, it can be kind of like, what's going on? Repeat that. But, once you start, getting the hang of it, then you're going to be like, oh, wow, I can, start making my own earrings. And then you go to these flea markets, or used to before COVID, and you're gonna be like, okay, wow, I don't need to buy these earrings. I can make them myself.
Do you suffer from cramps or restless legs? At United Vein Centers, we treat babies with
So I had a question about all the ones of us who didn't receive our supplies. So just because I don't know how many y'all had registered for the class, and I know you only provided for so many. So could you also send out a supply list in case we don't receive the supplies? We can still get what we need.
Oh yeah, for sure. I can do that.
The same day we meet, regardless of condition. It can look
Yeah, I can do that.
this or even this.
Wait, I'm sorry, but can you repeat how you do the second round?
A second round. Okay, so second round here. Pretend this is my second round here, and you still have thread left. Do you still have thread left, Eric? I'm pretty sure this is Eric, right?
Yes. Felt
Okay.
good.
Do you still have thread on enough thread to keep going?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So I can just show you here then. So you still have thread left. All right. So we're gonna go back in on top of the bead here that you're gonna do your next layer with.
Okay.
Okay, so put our needle through on top of that bead. Okay. All right. So now we're gonna come back up again. Where that last bead was. Come back up again. And then you're gonna get your beads again, your 4 beads.
Okay, I see.
So you see that, Eric? Kind of like how that would start my third row.
Yes, I see.
Yeah. And then you could just continue that process again. Because I'm
Okay.
pretty sure your the second row will already have beads, and you kind of will figure out, you know, how far you need to go.
Thank you.
Okay, cool. Yay.
To their home in the Dallas suburbs. I didn't want to judge, but you have a good.
All right. Did everybody complete those poll questions? I'm pretty sure some of you did. We could just have Taylor end the poll. And then I believe the next week, you guys, we can see you guys next week on the, what was it, Taylor? The 27th on a Thursday. We'll start again at 5:30. Okay. So you guys are free to go unless you have any other questions.
Thank you.
All right. We'll see ya.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yay. Well, I hope you guys do your homework. I want to see different designs. Great. I hope you guys had some fun time with us.
Yes, it was fun.
Learning something new for some of us.
I think I had mild stress level.
Yeah, and you know what? You know, after you start getting the hang of it, you're gonna be like, I love beading now. I don't have to think about anything else but just threading needles and beads together.
You know, I have homework that's due tonight by midnight.
Oh no.
That's why I like.
You better get to work on that.
Yes.
Offered you a little de-stress time.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Well,
for
I
sure.
I have a question.
Sure, go ahead.
What do we do
Where did
around
you
the
get your
third
beads
row?
from?
Oh wait, I'm sorry. I was hearing 2 people, I think, at the same time. Okay, go ahead, whoever. Something about the
Go ahead,
third.
Mika. Now I got paid again.
Mika? Hello? Do you have a question?
Oh, I guess I'll go. Where did you get your beads from? Like, did you buy it from a craft store, or did you get it from Michael's, or?
Yeah, so you can get it from Michael's. I didn't get it from Michael's just because Michael's is a lot more expensive and you only get like a little bit. So I got, we purchased these beads for you guys at Drumbeat. Do you know where Drumbeat is located at?
across PINC? Is that the
Yeah.
one?
Mm-hmm. So they have like a
Okay,
whole array of beads there of different colors, but the size that we got for you guys is size 11. And you get a whole tube for like about, I think, $3. And whereas if you get it at Michael's, their beads are half that size as far as quantity. So you're getting more at, I guess, Drumbeat. And I'm pretty sure there's other beading stores in the valley too. I just
So what
haven't-
are they called? Just glass beads?
Yeah, they are size 11 Japanese glass beads. Mhm. Yeah, that's
I got a
the
question.
kind that we're using. Okay.
So when I'm done on the third row, do I just go
Mhm.
back and tie it off and tie it off when I'm done?
Uh-huh. Yeah. Mhm.
Okay.
In the back. Mhm.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Is that Kristen? Or who is that? I don't even know who that was.
Oh, that's me, Whitney.
Oh,
It
Whitney.
was me,
Okay.
Whitney.
Hi.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay. Well, see ya. Hope you guys next week. Let me see if my kit. Would you like me to what? Email you? Yeah, email me. You can email me too as well. If you haven't received it yet by the start of the next class. Because that's weird how it shouldn't. I don't know. There's a delay, I guess. All right, Alina, Dixon, or Bobby, did you have any other questions?
I was just trying to wait. Is Taylor still on the call?
Taylor, yes, she's right here.
I
Hey,
just wanted to show you, I finally finished my moccasins last week that I started with you guys.
oh, that's awesome. I know.
I did one side really quick with you guys during that class, and then I just finished this one like last week. I just finished it.
Oh, that's so cool.
So I'm excited. I finally finished it.
Can you take a picture of them and just email it to me? Because we might actually use your moccasin as like a flyer for our upcoming baby moccasin class in July.
Okay, I can send it to you. My nephew's gonna be here next month, so I was like, oh, I better finish it.
Oh,
Beautiful.
cute.
Yeah. So I just thought to show that to you guys. Thank
Oh.
you.
Yeah.
All right. Good night.
Good night.
Just twinsies.
Okay.
Okay. All right, clean up and go. God, God. We're recording.